Hey guys, Mitch here, Mitch Tasker Lawn Care. I've been wanting to make a video about this in a while now, and I think got a little bit of motivation by a post I put up a couple of days ago. I bought a brand new backpack blower. Now, in Australia, backpack blowers are not very common. For example, not one of the dealers that lives around me doesn't stock them. Like, they're not on the floor. I'm sure if you went in there and ordered one, you could, but they don't keep stock of them. You don't have any to look at or anything like that. So I've been sort of tossing up, you know, whether to get one or not of late. Coming into our winter over here, we don't get the leaf jobs that the American or North Americans get typically, but we do get, you know, the odd job here and there where, you know, leaves can become a problem and that, but it's more, I wanted to get one. I have quite a few bigger properties where I'm carrying the blower around quite a bit, and it just becomes pretty cumbersome carrying around a handheld blower. I thought, you know, buying a backpack blower, especially a more powerful one, would be, you know, come in handy, and I didn't want to spend, you know, a great deal of money on it because I didn't know how much I'd use it or whatever. So that's what this video is about. Is I bought a backpack blower. Now in Australia, I priced like a Stihl BR 600 or the Echo PB, whatever, you know, whatever they are, the equivalent to the 600, and they're roughly $1,000. So for a backpack blower, the top level one, I paid $200 for mine. It's a 42cc Ryobi backpack blower. Started it up, you know, goes a lot. It's a lot more powerful than the handhelds that I've currently got, so I'm happy with it. And you know, I might even get some footage through the week of it, but you know, it's just a blower. I'm sure you've all seen one. But it's the money thing that I wanted to talk about. When people, or especially an Australian, makes a post on like Lawn Pros or something like that, we kind of get raped a little bit, because we have to make decisions, or a decision to buy new equipment for us is a lot different. Well, not a lot different, but I think we don't go out and just buy a trimmer just on a whim, or buy a blower just on a whim, just because, you know, we buy them. You know, it might take a few months to sort of get around to buying one because they're so much more expensive. From what I can gather, this is just a rough sort of gauge of how things are in Australia in comparison. I think that we charge probably similar amounts of money for the size of the properties that we do. So, for example, say a normal house block, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, front and back lawn of say quarter acre lot, you probably, like for me, it can range a little bit, but it might be like a $35 job up to about a $50 job, depending on the amount of trimming involved. Now, I would say that in North America, I'd say that from what I can gather, that's pretty much on par. Like, it's not a hell of a lot different. I think there's some people that might do it, you know, like a half an acre for the same price or whatever. But all, you know, obviously it all comes back to how much trimming's involved. And but yeah, roughly I reckon we charge about the same amount of money for the size of the places that we do. So with that being said, that goes back to the price of equipment, the price of petrol, the price of everything in Australia compared to the rest of the world. For whatever reason, I'm assuming it's, you know, due to the importing of stuff, the cost of stuff to get it to Australia. We pay roughly, I would say, probably definitely more than 50% more. So say if something's $100, we definitely pay at least, not $100 in North America, we definitely pay at least 150 to 200. I'm going to say there's some things that we're paying roughly double what North Americans are paying for their equipment. For example, I bought a Stihl 85R trimmer in October last year. I think I paid $550 for that or something. So that's, you know, I'm not sure what they are in America, but I think they're around the $300 mark roughly. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that's, you know, and I think, yeah, a lot of you will be able to compare the blowers as well. As I said, a BR600 Magnum or whatever, they're about $1,000 retail price here in Australia. I just don't see the, you know, that's just a crap load of money for a blower when you can obviously do the same thing with a handheld. It might just take you marginally longer, and as I said, we don't have the big leaf jobs that the North Americans have. You know, a couple of times, you know, at the start of the season and the end of the season. I'm sure in certain parts of Australia there is a little bit more market for that, but not where I am. So that's, as I said, like that, they're rough gauges of how much the difference is. So sort of point forming, or the cliffs of what I've just said, I reckon we charge about the same amount to mow a property, or even a little bit, or marginally more maybe, but not much, not too dissimilar. But our equipment and fuel prices are roughly double. So at the moment I'm paying about $1.60 a litre for $1.65 a litre for premium petrol. So that's 95 octane or whatever it is. That's per litre. So per gallon, that's about $6.40 to $6.50 a litre roughly. Sorry, $6.50 a gallon of fuel. And as I said, that's why in Australia just the margins aren't quite the same. So that's something that we have to battle with, and that's why I never see people with multiple blowers or multiple trimmers that are new. You know, you might have a second-hand backup one that's, you know, an old piece of shit that you've just replaced with a new one that you just have just for the sake of having it. But it's very, very rare to see people out there with, you know, multiples of the big expensive stuff. You know, there might be one of each thing, but never multiples, just because of the expense of it. I'll probably start running with a backpack blower and a handheld as a backup, you know, which is probably what most people do anyway, I would say, in North America, you know, probably, unless you're obviously running 2 or 3 man crews all the time. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. And you know, I'd love to hear some feedback if there's other people around the world who are not from North America, or even the North Americans' point of view on it, why it might be more expensive over here or whatever. You know, I'm not too sure, but that's it's definitely something that we battle with, and our margins definitely aren't the same as far as, you know, the way we go. All right, guys, thanks for watching.